Look at this, guys. I upgraded my video card just for New World, and I don't regret it. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. The audio is great, too. I just love that they fully voiced all of the quests. I actually want to learn about the story. I just want to know what is going on. I didn't pay attention in closed beta. I'm going to be doing all the story stuff, doing the quest lines, and still PvPing this time. Just look at it. Beautiful. Hopefully the quality just makes this so much better than the first time I played it in closed beta. I didn't expect how demanding New World was going to be. I mean, it fried GPUs. I don't think anybody expected that. So we've got the sword and shield. We've been through this before, going through the tutorial. I already know I want to use different weapons from last time. I'm going to focus more on magic weapons. I want to grab a FireStaff, want to grab maybe an Ice Gauntlet, or maybe a Rapier with the FireStaff, and just test that. They're both intellect based, all of which have intellect scaling, even the Rapier. All right, let's destroy this guy. It's a really pretty good fight, I think, just for teaching people how to do stuff. I didn't even realize I only had to get you to half to beat you, but I will take it. It's just badass, man. You can't deny it. What is up, guys? Mcdoubles back again with a brand new video, and today I've got some more New World Open Beta gameplay for you guys. PvP progression, the whole 9 yards. We'll check out some new builds too, so I hope you guys are ready for the first video. Let's jump right in. There's a freaking world boss guy at the very beginning, and everybody's trying to kill it, man. Songler the Glutton. I'm just curious what I get from it. I'm the one that got to skin it. Get wrecked. Okay, it was just a bunch of rawhide and pork. Okie dokie. Okay, guys, I just got done no-lifing this for 12 hours straight, and that's what you're going to be seeing in this video. It was mostly leveling as much as I could and doing as much PvP as I could. We're going to be showcasing the FireStaff Rapier build in this video as well, which is incredibly freaking good and already very notorious from the closed alpha. And while this build may start off a little slow because it requires you to get all of your abilities before it really kicks off, it ends up becoming an absolute monster. Okay, my first course of action, now that I've completed the tutorial zone real quick, is to go to a settlement, grab a FireStaff, just grab everything I need, right? And then we'll get into questing and get into the open world. I'm just trying to get ahead of the pack. All right, guys, we've done it. We acquired a FireStaff, and that's going to be the main thing I want to main during the open beta. And for now, we have a life staff to go with it as well, which is pretty good for PvP. So yeah, guys, what can I say? With this open beta, I want to get into some dungeons, what they call expeditions, ASAP, and just try things I haven't tried before. So we got to level up this FireStaff. So look at the damage on a level 7 Grey Wolf. It's not good, okay? But I can avoid damage completely, which is good. I do like that. I love being able to just play good and get rewarded for it, okay? Sounds very simple. It's not something you see all the time, right? So I've got a we can do this starter quest right now. Just got to collect some boulders. I already collected the wood, already collected the rawhide. I'm going to collect a little bit extra for my friend because their internet's a little bit slower, so they weren't actually able to download it as fast. Really? It's me. And we're going to be playing with them as well. They're going to be a tank, which is going to make expedition finding even easier because I bet very few people want to tank, especially when you only have 3 days to play. Okay, nice. I finally found some iron, dude. Everybody is going for the iron right now because the best thing you can do starting off is to craft some better crafting utensils ASAP. So we're going to go for iron logging axes, iron mining pick, iron skinning knife. Are you kidding? Oh my god. Watch somebody come steal it because of this wolf. I don't even have abilities yet, so it's taking forever to kill these things. At least I can basically dodge infinitely at this point to dodge the wolf if I play it right. Yeah, I played it right. Cool. All right, let's finish it off. Look, you keep your progression on it. Thank God. Because my stone mining pick is just garbage right now. All right, now we can go for the bigger one. Lots of mining levels off that. 25 ore is pretty nice. I wish it was daytime right now. I mean, don't get me wrong. Nighttime is nice in this game. That's pretty beautiful right there. But daytime would be even more beautiful. Ronnie McDonnie. That's ironic, isn't it? We got it. We got a brilliant sapphire and small quartz crystal and a flawed emerald from that. That's important to keep in mind because during the closed beta, I basically got nothing like that, and I mined way more than a normal person would mine. And now I got it on my first big iron ore rock. So that's pretty nice. A little bit of a buff, it seems, to maybe some resource gain. Maybe I'm just lucky, I don't know, but it looks good. My strategy right now for my territory with Everfall is to go into as much XP gain as I can because that's the whole point for me right now. And where I can't pick that, I'm just going to pick the next best thing. In this case, it was increasing my storage. Maybe that's going to be good. Crafting XP and normal XP gain increases. That's what I'm looking for, though, the most. But I still want to go ahead and use the Rapier now. So let's go ahead and craft that. We'll use that over the life staff. Oh, and we got an uncommon drop on it. +2 dexterity, 5 intellect. Very, very nice. All right, there we go, guys. Iron Rapier of the Trickster. That is massive. Maybe we can do the same thing with a FireStaff. Level 8? I cannot wait to use this Rapier, guys. I know the Rapier is really good for PvP, and we didn't use it as much before. FireStaff is going to be a pretty cute combo with it, I think, as well. We just look so sick, don't we? Isn't this just great, guys? Look at my hand. Why is my guy's right hand doing that? Anyway, this is awesome, man. Oh, yes, guys. The pirate captain hat. Don't mind if I do. Looking good. Looking good if I do say so myself. All right, guys, time to choose a faction. We were Marauders last time. We did talk shit about the Covenant, so I think just to make it right, we're going to go Covenant for the open beta and see how it goes. We're going to be flagged for PvP. We can only group up with players in the same faction. Let's do it. All right, so now we can go over here to the Covenant Adjudicator and get some PvP quests. Okay, in order to be initiated with the Covenant, I've got to battle the Ancient Guardians at Arcturus for my Covenant initiation. That's over here next to Everfall. So I'm on my way. If we find anybody to fight, we'll definitely fight them. But my goal right now is just to level up my weapon skills enough to where I get all 3 abilities with every single weapon. That way I'll be at peak power and we can just focus on passives. My idea behind this build is that I'm going to have pretty good mobility, so I can't wait to get some of the more impactful mobility-based abilities. Oh, guys, Ancient Ice Gauntlet just picked up. I kind of want to use that. At some point, at least, right? We're going to keep using the Rapier for now, but the Ice Gauntlet is definitely on my radar. That and the Musket, because they're both intellect scaling weapons. Oh, yes! An actual fight! A major fight against actually relatively difficult to kill NPCs. Fallen Soul Warden, right? We've got some AoE. All right, Ancient Coffer. I need 2 more. All right, we have 1 stack of Tondo on that guy. Really, we can't get many more without it dying, so here's the damage. Okay, that's not bad. 152 on the crit there. Grab the Ancient Urn after that. And this should be the last Ancient Urn, man. There we go. All right, flagged for PvP. Bunch of PvP quests picked up. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready for some New World PvP. I know you're ready, too. We got to get into it and see how we do. Oh, yes. What? He broke the truce, dude. He broke the truce. All right, I'm going to easily beat this guy, by the way. Yeah, I knew it. Easy. We got him. Come on, die. We got him with the bleed. He's dead. He's going to die. He has to, right? Gotcha. GG. I'll take the first kill, man. Very, very nice. First kill of the playthrough, if you want to call it that, of the open beta. Thank you for being that. And we got a musket from that chest. Remember, if you die while PvP flagged and on these quests, you lose your progress. But you also get a bunch of XP. Like a bunch for killing players. And that's what we want right now. Oh my god, it's chaos! Got this guy on me. Tondo on him. Nice. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh god. Oh no. There were too many of them. Okay, note to self. Too ham. A little too ham there. I'm gonna grab my quests again. There were just way too many people. And plus, we're missing abilities right now with the FireStaff. I need to prioritize that, like I said. We got him with the Tondo. Nice. Into the knockback. Into the Tondo. Oh, yes. We're getting him. We are getting him, dude. He's running. Gotcha. GG, dude. Jesus, that was closer than I wanted it to be. He lured me upstairs to try to kill me with the two-handed mace, and I kept getting attacked by stuff the entire time too, because he just kept running around the building. All right, we need to find a campfire ASAP before we die. All right, light ration. That'll work too. Okay, we can actually craft our own light rations, which is quite good. Let's go ahead and grab some just so we're not completely out. We can craft a lot, actually. You can use these during combat for a lot of HP, so it's always worth it. Look at that, 7 just from milk that I got. Okay, I'll take it. Level 2 cooking. Nice. Okay, we got all that we can get. Here's a guy. He doesn't even know. He sees. He knows now. Gotcha. Got him with the Tondo. He's not fighting me at all. I keep thinking he's actually going to try to jump me. Why even play in PvP with a level advantage and not fight back? Imagine, man, this guy. I don't even have anything basically yet. Imagine that. All right, let's just keep doing the PvP quests. That's okay though. We'll find more people. We'll complete these quests and get more levels, guys. Gotcha. This guy tried to snipe me. Get effed, man. Yes. Don't fucking attack me. Did you see that? He actually tried to attack me. The one thing I did decide to do was group up with a friend because I noticed that PvP is a hell of a lot easier when you've got somebody with you. Not so you can gank other people, but so you can defend yourself. So the idea now is to get into expeditions, keep PvPing, and just progress. The fucking world is on fire right now. I killed someone! Oh no! I died. There was 3 of them. I have unlocked cooked corn. Okay guys, level 15. It's been a journey. We're trying to get as far as we can possibly get. Let me go ahead and show you the build that I've decided to play with so far. You've seen a little bit of it, right? I think it's actually quite good. And yeah, I just want to share it with you guys. Nothing that nobody's never done before, but still something that I think is quite good and that we're going to continue to build upon and get better at. So I am using the Rapier and the FireStaff. And so far I'm using Tondo, which is going to give me an AoE bleed effect, which is quite good, stacking up to 3 times for extra damage. And we also have Evade. Evade is interesting. First of all, this is Tondo. And this is going to be the Evade. Notice how it's a slight little dash. And when you're in that little slight dash, which I'll show you one more time, right, it makes you immune from all damage during that time. Now, the other ability I have, and this is the main part of the build, is I think it's pronounced Flesh or Fleshe. It's probably Flesh. But it says, leave the ground lunging forward for 10 meters in a stabbing motion, piercing through enemies, dealing 145% damage. I also have the ability to reduce its cooldown by 80% if I kill somebody with it. That encourages me to go for the finishing kill if possible. And Swiftness, which says I get 3% haste, stacking up 5 times to 15% haste if I can stack it up to 5 times. Just from hitting with any of my attacks, and that's quite good for running faster. It's good for PvP. I'm very, very mobile, right, with all of these abilities. Now, with the FireStaff, I've got a little bit more bang for my buck, right? More damage in here. First and foremost, we've got an ability called Fireball. Fire off a heavy fireball that does 140% weapon damage on impact and leave a 3-meter burning field that lasts 6 seconds. The burning field deals 10% weapon damage every second. On top of that, while I'm above 50% mana, I get 10% more damage. On top of that, in the Pyromancer tree, I have Pyromania. If I'm below 50% max health, I get 20% increased damage. We did that so we could reach Incinerate, which is pretty cool. An AoE attack for 130% weapon damage that pushes all enemies back 3 meters and also catches them on fire, right? It also burns my opponent. And this right here, that's the Fireball. Now, on top of that, we have the ability that goes with this one, with my Rapier, Flesh, right? Or Fleshe, whatever. And we have this with the FireStaff. So we have a lot of mobility, the ability to go in a straight line back and forth. In PvE, I'll be able to go one way and then go back the other way for some pretty massive AoE damage. And then we can blow them up in the middle as well. We can fireball, we can switch back, we have the bleed, and it's been great for PvP as well, because look, I can with the slightest movement, be immune to damage. I can easily reposition myself if I need to. There's a little bit of a wind-up on the FireStaff version of it, but it's still really, really good. And so that's what I'm going to try to play throughout the open beta. Maybe switch to the Ice Gauntlets, maybe a little bit of Musket, we'll see. But I'm really liking so far the FireStaff and the Rapier combo. I'm also using nothing but light armor because I want this long roll right now. It's pretty good. We're a very highly mobile class, like I said, with the way I'm building this. So this is the best way to go. Oh. I have a new, I was able to put a bunch of talents into this rolly thing, and now at the end of my roll, if I press light attack, I stab for an extra big bit of damage.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, that is really good. See, watch. So I figured out that the best way to do things is to pick an ability that you see some good synergies with and just go all in on them instead of spreading your points out everywhere, because if you do that, you unlock some pretty powerful stuff early on, like we did with Fletch, Fleshe, or Flesh. I was right! I don't know, and I'm not even gonna look it up, man. I don't care. Why does it have to be Fletch, man? It could be so many other words. Anyway, okay. So we have our leap, right? This is pretty good. The first thing I get, we talked about. If I kill something, I massively reduce its cooldown. Now, the second thing says, after I use this, my crit is going to be increased by 15%. That is, the damage will be increased by 15%. That's good. We're going to be critting a lot. We are slightly into the dexterity realm of things using a rapier, right? And our intellect itself gives us a lot of crit. But the last talent, interruption, says, pressing light attack anytime during Fletch will stop and perform a static continuation attack, dealing 115% damage. So watch. All I have to do is R. Boom. Just like that. Kind of like an anime stance, man. Like, my guy looks like such a freaking edgelord when he uses it, but I don't care. It's so cool. Okay, let me show it to you guys again. All right, I'm going to attack you. I R. Boom. Just like that.
You seriously look like a girl. You need to get not a dress.
I like this, dude. This is who I am.
Yeah!
I killed them! I, like, destroyed them in, like, one hit, dude.
No way, dude.
Yes, I actually did! That's bonkers. So the build started off a little bit off, as you could see in the beginning, and we were also just not as good. But as I continued to play my character, who would have thought I started to become a lot better, me and my friend, and we started to learn how to play with each other. I mean, Tondo, little dash, big dash, switch around, massive fireball, hit everybody around me, they burn, and go through you and you burn. I mean, that's literally the TLDR for what my build is, and it's pretty freaking good.
Oh my god, it's mixed sweaty balls.
Yes, dude! He has to die!
Oh, there's another one on you.
Alright, let's do it then.
Focus mixed sweaty balls.
Oh.
Oh, shit, dude. Okay. We learned a valuable lesson.
Let me show you guys a duel between me and a friend of mine that is using the sword and shield plus life staff combo. They're going to end up being a tank at some point. What I want you to take from this is the immense amount of mobility and kiting potential of a Rapier and a FireStaff build. It's pretty sick. I'm constantly dodging, constantly throwing out little bits of damage here and there, and my opponent really can't do much about it. I'm in full light armor. They're in full heavy armor. My roll dodge is a million times better, and I know that this person, by the way, has double my health in this clip, and it just doesn't matter because the mobility is literally out of this world. It's also important to keep in mind that this friend of mine will body many different classes out in the open world.
Damn, dude, I hate you.
Yeah, as you can see, it's just too much. Another thing that ended up being a little bit too much was the Great Axe, which was nerfed, by the way, for the open beta because it was very, very strong in the closed alpha for PvP, specifically because of the high damage on the autos, the gravity well, I believe it's called, which sucks everybody in, and the massive range on that cleave as well. I mean, really, it's very low effort for very high damage, and it doesn't suffer in the same way that the Warhammer does from a lack of mobility because the kit is just chock full of ways to stick on your target, which makes it an ultimate PvP weapon. I don't know if it's still a little too strong, but let me show you some clips of just, well, getting dominated by Battle Axe players. The fact of the matter is, my win-loss rate against Battle Axe is surely in the negative, but my win-loss rate against everything else is definitely in the positive. So there's a massive skew, there's a massive difference, right? And it's all about the weapon and nothing else. So it's up to you to decide. Is the Great Axe still a little too good, or do we just have to learn how to play around it? There they are.
There they are, dude.
That did not go far enough. Shut the fuck up! I'm testing everything. Oh my god.
Oh, this is bad. Got him?
Nice.
Alright, he's down. I'm respawning.
Oh!
I'm here.
Oh no! God, Gravity Well and Great Axe are so OP, man!
What level are you?
15.
God.
God. Okay. So the Great Axe is very strong. That is without a doubt true. It's a PvP-oriented weapon, full of mobility, ways to close a gap, and ways to do massive amounts of damage. I will say, most weapons have to pick one of those three things, and they don't have all three. But maybe that's why I look at a Great Axe and I say PvP weapon, and that's probably intended, and I don't look at, let's say, a sword and shield and say the same thing, because certain weapons are better at certain things, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. You know, I looked at some of the clips and I thought, dude, you're playing too cocky. So maybe the Great Axe really isn't actually overpowered. Maybe it's just one of those things that when you're too cocky or lower skilled, it's going to feel way too strong. Think like Bronze ELO League of Legends against Blitzcrank, right? Maybe it's fine, but let me know in the comment section below what you think. One thing I do want to show you guys before I end this video is my final build, day 1. This is what I've got. Level 10 FireStaff, level 9 Rapier. PvP'd like crazy, level 20, by the way, at the end of all of this. And this is what we're doing. Heavy attacks restore 5% of my mana on hit. This is very integral. Spell focus, right? On top of that, in the FireStaff tree, I've got Clear Mind, getting 10% attack power when I'm above 50% mana. Of course, that's being made better with spell focus. I've got my Fireball, and this is where things get very interesting. I've got a flat 15% chance to crit with Spell Slinger. On top of that, with Flare, my heavy attacks no longer consume mana. Now, my heavy attacks are both free, and they actually regenerate my mana, so it's a net positive every single time, meaning I'm basically able to keep up a 10% damage buff as long as I'd like, and that's really good with things like Fireball, as well as things like Burnout, where a lot of my damage is coming from. On top of that, I've got Prophet of a Fire God, giving me 20% increased critical strike damage with the FireStaff as well, and of course we know with Pyromania, 20% more damage when I'm above 50% of my health, and so you can see my FireStaff is a big portion of my damage. In fact, my Fireball alone will chunk people about a third, if not half of their health sometimes, if I can land it directly. It's just absolutely absurd. Now, my Rapier I'm using more for the mobility and the outplay potential when people get up close. We've got, of course, the Tondo, but nothing else put into it. It's just a bleed. We'll obviously remedy this as we get more points. And we've got the Evade. No points into the Evade, but I am using it pretty consistently to just evade attacks in general. And also in PvP, your opponent often does not expect the evade. It's very hard to predict the evade sometimes, so it's very good. And we've got the red curtains to go with it. Critical strikes reduce all cooldowns by 5%. On top of that, my flesh, right? We've gone over this many times. And my swiftness overall gives me a ridiculous amount of mobility that, coupled with the power of the FireStaff as well as the mobility with the burnout of the FireStaff, is just a crazy good build, guys, that I would highly recommend. It's full intellect, it's very good, light armor focused, and you'll have a load of fun. Now, one thing I will say, I'm obviously very squishy. The Great Axe is obviously quite good against me, and so it could just be a counter. But it looks like this build's going to be good for both expeditions because of all the AoE it tends to have, with the burnout, with the fletch, with the AoE bleed right there, with the fireball, and even with the AoE burn. I mean, I should be great for PvE, and since, as we saw, it's already performing good in PvP, I would say this is a pretty well-rounded build that's worthy of maining, and that's something I'm really looking at as well. I still want to give the Ice Gauntlet a try. I think it could be very good. Specifically coupled with not the FireStaff, because they both will use mana on hit. I'm not really sure how that goes, but when I've tried it, for the brief moment that I've tried it, they just felt bad together, right? Because you're using only one resource. Whereas if I FireStaff Rapier, or if I Ice Gauntlet Rapier, or let's say Ice Gauntlet Musket, or whatever your combo is, you're using Stamina Magicka rather than Magicka. And that's a lot easier to manage. I didn't say it was impossible to use these things that only use one resource. I'm just saying it's a lot more difficult. So I'm thinking maybe Ice Gauntlet Rapier, so we can get things like this. Ice Storm, I know this is good. Plop it on the ground. Maybe that's going to shut out those Great Axe players, prevent them from moving too much. If they get on me, I can entomb myself. That essentially is like Ice Block from WoW. I start to become invulnerable. I greatly increase my mana regen, and they have to try to kill me while I'm in there, or kill the Ice Tomb. Otherwise, I can chill for a second, and then I can knock everybody back once I'm, close to getting out of it or wanting to get out of it. And there's also things like Ice Spikes, but that looks a little hard to use. Wind Chill, more ways to move while I'm attacking, so maybe I can Wind Chill around my Ice Storm. I mean, there's a lot of different options with the Frost build that I'd like to give a go, but I will say I definitely don't regret going FireStaff Rapier. It's pretty sick. Obviously, the only other thing I could recommend right now would have to be the Great Axe itself. But if you're watching this and you PvP, you probably already play it. But let me answer the question of why all the hype. Listen, New World is combining elements from World of Warcraft, old school RuneScape, the Elder Scrolls franchise, literally Dark Souls to some extent, old school MMOs like Dark Age of Camelot, and even things from Project Ascension, which even if they didn't get directly from Project Ascension, it's cool that they're so similar with, all the custom builds that you can do, and the PvP progression being kind of like the mainstay, the main reason to play New World. Even though you can play outside of PvP, I do feel like it's still a PvPer's game, and I think that there's just a lot of hype to be built around something that could be finally giving us what MMO players have been looking for since, let's say, like 2012, since the, the downward spiral of World of Warcraft, where, it kind of remains steady in certain periods, but for the most part has been steadily going down, and nothing has been making it better. Some people wanted Final Fantasy XIV to try to replace it, but I think if FF14 was gonna replace it, it already would have done so. Maybe New World won't replace it, but New World will hopefully make Blizzard think twice, especially with all the problems it has right now. But personally, I think New World has amazing bones. It's an awesome game, a super in-depth crafting system, amazing PvP, and it's just overall an incredibly fun game with a massive diverse world and a lot of love and work put into it that just bodes well for somebody who wants to play a game and stick to it, right? And it's only $40. So, you know what? I'm not sponsored, man. I don't have to say good things. I just think it's a good game, and I think you should be hyped for it. And, by the way, if you'd like to see some Expedition gameplay, check me out for Day 2. I will have the video ready. We'll be doing the expeditions and some more PvP progression for New World, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more of that. But okay, guys, that's going to be the end of episode 1, or I should just say day 1 of the New World Open Beta. Let me know in the comment section what you think. What do you think of the PvP? What do you think of the Rapier and the FireStaff build? I think it's freaking amazing. I like being an intellect build. It's a breath of fresh air for my dexterity, spear, musket, bow builds that I was doing in the closed beta, but I want to know what you guys think as well. If you did enjoy this video, like I said, make sure to give it a like and to subscribe, but I will see you guys in the next video. Mcdoubles out.